Hey everyone, welcome back to Real Life English Stories, the podcast where we help you improve your English through real conversations about everyday life. My name is Sarah.
And I'm John. We're really happy you're here with us today.
Before we jump in, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications so you don't miss any of our new episodes.
Yeah, seriously. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps us grow and lets us keep making more free English content for you.
All right, John, what are we talking about today?
Today's episode is all about daily routines, what we do from the moment we wake up until we go to bed. It's a perfect topic if you want to learn how to talk about your day in natural English.
Exactly. We'll share our real routines, some good habits, some bad habits, and we'll also highlight useful phrases you can steal and use in your own conversations.
So if you've ever wanted to say more than just I wake up, I eat, I sleep, this episode is for you.
All right, let's get into it.
Okay, Sarah, let's start from the beginning. What time do you usually wake up?
Honestly, I try to wake up at 6:30 a.m. every day. I'm not perfect, but that's my goal.
Wow, 6:30, that's early. I'm more of a 7:30 a.m. person.
To be fair, I'm not a morning person at all. When my alarm goes off, my first thought is always, 5 more minutes, please?
Same here. Actually, that's a great phrase, 5 more minutes. A lot of people say that when they don't want to get out of bed.
Exactly. So my alarm goes off at 6:30. I usually hit snooze once, and then I finally get up around 6:40 or 6:45.
So, what's the first thing you do when you get out of bed?
First, I make my bed. It sounds small, but it's important for me. When my bed is neat and tidy, I feel like my day starts in a more organized way.
That's a really good habit. So, for our listeners, make my bed means to arrange your blanket, sheets, and pillows so the bed looks clean and nice.
Yeah. After that, I go to the bathroom, wash my face, brush my teeth, and then I drink a big glass of water.
I like that. So we already have some useful phrases here. I make my bed. I wash my face. I brush my teeth. I drink a glass of water. These are very common when you talk about your morning routine.
Right. And what about you, John? Walk us through your morning.
Sure. So, like I said, I usually wake up around 7:30 a.m. I turn off my alarm, and the first thing I do, this is a bad habit, is I check my phone.
Oh, no, John. That's dangerous.
I know. I scroll through messages, emails, and sometimes social media. It's not the healthiest habit, but I'm working on it.
At least you're honest about it.
So after that, I get out of bed, go to the bathroom, take a quick shower, and brush my teeth. Then I usually make myself a cup of coffee.
You're a coffee person, right?
Absolutely. Coffee is essential for me in the morning. Without it, I feel half asleep.
So for everyone listening, here are a few more useful phrases. I check my phone. I take a shower. I make a cup of coffee. I feel half asleep.
Yeah, half asleep means you're awake, but your brain is still very slow.
I think many people feel that way in the morning.
So, Sarah, do you eat breakfast every day?
I try to. On weekdays, I usually have a light breakfast, something simple like yogurt with fruit or toast with peanut butter. And, of course, tea or coffee.
Nice. I usually skip breakfast during the week.
Really? That's not good.
I know, sometimes I just have coffee and maybe a banana. I'm usually in a rush.
That's another good phrase, I'm in a rush. It means you don't have much time and you need to hurry.
Exactly. So my typical weekday breakfast is coffee, maybe a piece of fruit, and then I'm out the door.
For me, I like to sit down for at least 10 minutes and enjoy my breakfast. I don't like eating in a hurry.
That sounds healthy.
After breakfast, I get dressed. If I'm working from home, I usually wear something comfortable, like a t-shirt and jeans or leggings. If I'm going to the office, I wear something a bit more formal.
So you work from home some days and go to the office other days.
Yeah, I have a hybrid schedule.
That's a great expression. I work from home and I have a hybrid schedule. It means sometimes you work from home, sometimes you go to the office.
What about you, John? What's your getting ready routine?
After my coffee and quick breakfast or snack, I get dressed, usually in something casual but presentable. Then I pack my bag. I put in my laptop, notebook, charger, and sometimes a snack.
So you commute to work, right?
Yes, I do. I take the bus most days. It's about a 30-minute ride.
And what do you usually do on the bus?
I like to listen to podcasts or audiobooks, sometimes in English and sometimes in other languages.
That's such a good idea for our listeners. If you want to improve your English, you can listen to this podcast while you're commuting, walking, or doing simple tasks.
Definitely. You can turn your daily routine into a kind of language practice.
Okay, so now let's talk about the main part of the day, work or study. What time do you usually start work, John?
I usually start work at 9 a.m. I open my laptop, check my emails, and make a to-do list for the day.
I love to-do lists.
Me too. So a typical phrase is, I start work at 9, or I start work around 9. That around makes it a little more flexible.
Right. I usually start around 8:30 or 9 a.m. If I'm working from home, I work at my desk in my bedroom or in the living room. If I go to the office, I sit at my desk and open my computer, just like you.
And what kind of tasks do you usually do in the morning?
In the morning, my brain is fresher, so I like to do deep work, things that need more focus, like writing, planning projects, or preparing lessons.
That's a nice phrase. My brain is fresher in the morning. It means you can think more clearly.
Exactly. What about you?
My mornings are usually full of meetings. I have video calls with my team and our clients. We discuss projects, timelines, and goals.
So you're very social in the morning.
Yeah, it's a lot of talking. I often say my morning is packed with meetings.
Packed is a good word. It means very full.
Right. Then around 11 a.m., I usually take a short break. I stretch, maybe walk around a little, and drink some water.
That's a good habit. I also take breaks every hour or so. I think it's important to step away from the screen.
For our listeners, that's a useful phrase. Step away from the screen. It means you stop looking at your computer or phone for a while.
Exactly. During my breaks, sometimes I make another cup of tea, or I check my messages, or I just look out the window for a few minutes.
Do you ever use your breaks to practice another language?
Sometimes I do. I might read a short article or listen to a short audio in another language. I think little habits like that add up over time.
That's a good point. Even 5 or 10 minutes a day can make a big difference.
So let's move to lunchtime. What time do you usually have lunch, Sarah?
I usually have lunch around 1 p.m. If I'm at home, I cook something simple, maybe rice with vegetables or a salad and some chicken.
Sounds healthy.
I try. If I'm at the office, sometimes I bring food from home and sometimes I grab something from a cafe nearby.
Grab something is a very natural phrase. It means to quickly go and get something, usually food or a drink.
Yes. What about you?
I usually eat lunch around 12:30 or 1 p.m. Sometimes I cook at home if I'm working remotely, but if I'm at the office, my colleagues and I go out to eat.
Nice. Do you usually take a long break or a short one?
It depends on the day, but usually around 30 to 45 minutes. I think that's enough time to eat and relax a bit.
So after lunch, how do you feel?
Honestly, a little sleepy.
Same here.
There's even a word in English for that feeling after lunch. We sometimes say we have an afternoon slump.
Yes, that's a really useful phrase. An afternoon slump is when your energy goes down and it's harder to focus.
Exactly. When that happens, I try to get some fresh air. I may go for a short walk outside, or at least open a window.
That helps me too. If I stay at my desk all day, I feel tired and unmotivated. So I try to walk around the block or stretch for a few minutes.
After that, I usually continue working on more focused tasks, answering emails, finishing reports, or preparing things for the next day.
For me, my afternoon is often used for meetings, answering messages, and doing things that don't require as much creativity.
That's a smart strategy.
Do you usually finish work at the same time every day?
I usually finish work around 5:30 or 6 p.m. Of course, sometimes I have to stay late if there's a deadline.
Same here. My goal is to finish by 5 p.m., but sometimes it's 6 or even 7.
For our listeners, phrases like I finish work around 6 or I usually get off work at 5 are very natural.
Yeah, get off work is another common expression.
All right, now let's talk about the evening routine, which I think is my favorite part of the day.
Me too. So, what do your evenings usually look like?
When I finish work, if the weather is nice, I like to go for a walk or go to the gym. I try to exercise at least 3 times a week.
That's great. What kind of exercise do you do?
Mostly weight training and a little bit of cardio, like running on the treadmill or using the bike.
So, you could say, in the evening, I usually go to the gym and work out for about an hour.
Exactly. If I don't go to the gym, I still try to be active. I might stretch or do a short workout at home.
For me, my evenings are a bit different. I like to cook dinner and then do something relaxing.
What time do you usually have dinner?
Around 7 or 7:30 p.m., I like cooking simple but tasty meals. Pasta, stir-fried vegetables, grilled chicken, or sometimes just a big salad.
Sounds delicious.
Thanks. After dinner, I usually wash the dishes and tidy up the kitchen.
Another useful phrase, tidy up, means to clean or organize a place.
Yes, and I like to keep things neat. After that, I might watch a series, read a book, or call a friend or family member.
Do you watch series in English?
Most of the time, yes. I usually watch with English subtitles, especially if the actors speak quickly.
That's a really good learning method. For our listeners, watching shows in English with subtitles is a great way to pick up natural expressions and pronunciation.
Definitely. Just make sure you don't translate every word. Try to understand the general meaning.
Good advice. What about your evenings, John? After the gym and dinner, I usually take a shower, then I like to relax on the sofa and either watch YouTube videos or a TV show. Sometimes I play video games with friends online.
Nice. So your evenings are a mix of activity and relaxation.
Exactly. And at some point, I usually plan my next day. I like to write down the top 3 things I need to do the following day.
That's another good habit. I plan my next day. It helps you feel more in control.
What about social life? Do you often meet friends during the week?
Not every day, but maybe once or twice a week I meet friends for coffee or dinner. Sometimes we go to the cinema or we just hang out at someone's house.
So you could say once or twice a week I go out with friends.
Exactly. And what about you?
Same here. I usually keep my weekdays quiet, but on Fridays or Saturdays, I like to go out for dinner, visit friends, or sometimes go to a concert.
That sounds fun. Let's move to the night routine. What time do you usually go to bed?
I try to go to bed around 11:30 p.m., but it often becomes midnight or even later.
Same. My ideal bedtime is 11, but sometimes I stay up late.
What do you usually do right before bed?
I try to stay away from my phone for at least 30 minutes before I sleep. I don't always succeed, but that's my goal.
That's smart.
Usually, I wash my face, brush my teeth, and then I like to read a book in bed. Reading helps me relax and switch off my mind.
That's a great expression. Switch off my mind. It means to stop thinking about work or problems and just relax.
Exactly. Sometimes I also write in my journal. I write a few lines about my day, what I'm grateful for, or what I want to improve.
That's a good habit for mental health.
What about you?
My night routine is a bit less organized, but I'm trying to improve it. I usually take a shower if I didn't after the gym, brush my teeth, and then I watch something short on YouTube or Netflix.
On your phone or on your laptop?
Usually on my laptop. I know it's not ideal because the blue light can make it harder to sleep.
Right.
After that, I put my laptop away, set my alarm for the next morning, and try to sleep.
Do you fall asleep quickly?
It depends. Sometimes I fall asleep in 5 minutes.
Other times, my mind is full of thoughts and it takes longer.
For our listeners, here are some useful nighttime phrases. I go to bed around 11. I brush my teeth and wash my face. I read a book before bed. I set my alarm for 7:30. I try to stay away from my phone.
All of those are very natural. So, Sarah, how can our listeners talk about their own daily routine in English?
Good question. I think a simple way is to imagine you're telling a friend what your day looks like. You can organize it in 3 parts: morning, afternoon, and evening.
That's a good structure.
For example, you can say, in the morning, I usually wake up at 7 a.m. I make my bed, brush my teeth, and have breakfast. In the afternoon, I go to work or I have classes. I have lunch around 1 o'clock and continue working until 5. In the evening, I cook dinner, spend time with my family, and watch TV. I usually go to bed around 11.
That's a really clear model.
You can even turn it into questions to practice with a friend. What time do you usually wake up? Do you make your bed every morning? How do you go to work or school? What do you usually have for breakfast? What time do you have lunch? Do you exercise in the evening? What time do you go to bed?
These questions are great for conversation practice.
Yes, and you can ask yourself these questions and answer them out loud. That's also a form of practice.
Another tip is to use time expressions like usually, often, sometimes, rarely, always, every day, once a week, twice a month.
Right. For example, I usually wake up at 7. I sometimes skip breakfast. I always brush my teeth before bed. I go to the gym twice a week.
Using these adverbs makes your English sound more natural and specific.
Exactly. And don't worry if your routine is boring. Everyone's daily life looks similar. We wake up, eat, work, relax, and sleep. The important part is learning how to describe it clearly in English.
Let's talk a bit about good and bad habits in our routines. What's one good habit you're proud of, Sarah?
I'm proud that I make my bed every morning and that I plan my day. It helps me feel organized and calm.
That's great.
And you?
I'm proud that I exercise regularly. Even when I'm tired, I try to do at least some physical activity.
That's an excellent habit. And now, let's be honest. What's one bad habit you'd like to change?
Probably the fact that I sometimes stay up too late watching series. I know I need more sleep, but sometimes I keep watching just one more episode.
That's very relatable. You?
For me, it's checking my phone first thing in the morning. It's not the best way to start the day. I'd like to do something calmer, maybe stretching or reading instead.
So, for our listeners, here are some useful phrases. I'm proud that I'd like to change the habit of, I want to stop, I'd like to start.
For example, I'd like to stop going to bed so late. I'd like to start exercising in the morning.
Exactly.
So, if someone listening wants to create a short daily routine speech in English, what can they do after this episode?
I'd suggest 3 steps. First, write down your routine in your own language. Then, try to translate it into simple English using the phrases we used today.
Then read it out loud and practice saying it naturally.
That's a great mini homework.
And if you want to challenge yourself, you can record yourself speaking and listen to the recording. It might feel strange, but it's very helpful.
Also, you can try to shadow our conversation.
Good idea.
For anyone who doesn't know, shadowing means listening to native speakers and speaking along with them at the same time, copying their rhythm and intonation.
You can pick a part of this episode, pause after each sentence and repeat it, or try to speak with us as we talk.
That way, you're not just learning vocabulary, you're also learning pronunciation, intonation, and natural.
All right, I think we've covered a lot today. Waking up, breakfast, work, free time, and going to bed.
Yeah, and we've shared lots of useful phrases and expressions you can use to talk about your own daily routine in English.
Before we go, we'd love to hear from you.
Yes, if you're watching this on YouTube, tell us in the comments. What time do you usually wake up? And what's the first thing you do in the morning?
It's a simple question, but it's great practice.
And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend who is also learning English.
Your support really helps us reach more learners around the world, and it motivates us to keep creating more podcast episodes like this.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today.
This was Real Life English Stories with John.
And Sarah.
See you in the next episode.